Just 2 episodes to go. Don't miss the 3-time Emmy-winning Amazing Race, CBS Tuesday.
The ride is smooth, the fuel economy class-leading. The experience is Nissan Murano with CVT.
Cook dinner tonight? Are you kidding? Between work and being at my family's beck and call, who's got the time? And cooking dinner every night's a nice thought, but I want my family to eat right. But is that gonna happen? It is with Hardee's. Fresh chicken, real fixins, and made-from-scratch biscuits. They make me feel good, and with 8 pieces, only $6.99, I know they feel good. Hey, I've looked around. It's the best deal, and my family says it's the best chicken anywhere.
For today's weather forecast, log on to WTKR.com.
Love him or hate him, you can't deny his success. Over the last 20 years, 51-year-old Howard Stern and his outrageous, raunchy adolescent male humor have changed the face of morning radio and made him #1. With as many as 22 million listeners a day during his heyday, most of them men. But Stern has also been the subject of more fines for indecency by the Federal Communications Commission than any other broadcaster in the history of radio. Now, Howard Stern is facing his biggest challenge, a move to Sirius satellite radio, which operates without the restrictions of the FCC. He signed a $500 million 5-year contract that pays his salary and the cost of doing there, starting in January, what he does now: entertain millions while offending millions more.
I seem to be some sort of lightning rod. I just really irritate people. You know, I really do.
Howard Stern Show.
He's on the air 5 days a week, over 4 hours a day. Part Animal House, part Madhouse, part Cat House.
Hey now. Whoa, who's looking good today?
His show is a steady stream of Stern's consciousness about anything going on in his mind and life. Appalling to some and addictive to others.
Mother, when is the last time you had sex with father?
She hung up. You know I'm going to a tattoo parlor with Ed Bradley?
You are?
I'm getting a tattoo of Rosa Parks on my arm.
Oh, God. Here you go.
I would do anything to get a positive piece out of it.
Stern is unrepentant about the material he's fined, censored, and criticized for. Unrepentant about the incessant chatter about sex and excrement.
Are you going to paint your jugs for Halloween like pumpkins?
Yes.
No.
The racial and gender stereotyping, or the vicious attacks on his perceived enemies like this one in 1992. Al Sykes, the Federal Communications Commission, I pray that his prostate cancer spreads into his lungs and his kidneys. I pray to you, Jesus, answer my prayers.
Yes, that is me being outrageous.
But the guy has prostate cancer.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know that I would do that now. I'm older. But I'm on the air 5 hours. And I blurt out anything in my head. Dangerous? Maybe. You know, do I say things afterwards that I regret? No. Because those are the thoughts in my head, and I share that with the audience. Let me ask you something. Did you ever wish anyone dead?
Maybe as a kid.
Okay. I guess I'm still a kid. Because when I get really angry and fired up and I feel like my back is up against the wall, I will say vicious things. And rather than hide that, I would rather put that out on the radio and let someone see the full range of emotions. If you're going to be strong on the radio, you got to let it all out, even the ugly stuff. And you can't apologize for it.
But you may have to pay for it. The FCC has fined stations that carry Stern almost $3 million. With the FCC, you got to a point where you said, I can't stay on this radio anymore. Did they win? Did they get rid of you?
You could choose to look at it that way. I don't. I look at it that I won. I go to a new medium, I'm uncensored, and for me it's a checkmate. That's Ashley Simpson.
Stern took us to Manhattan-based Sirius for a tour of his new digs.
See, you got like famous people sitting around here. It's very exciting, the environment.
Sirius has over 2 million subscribers who have bought a satellite radio and pay $12.95 a month to listen to more than 120 channels of music and talk. The content is not regulated by the FCC. Does that mean that there'll be more profanity, more explicit sexual content?
I think so. I look forward to exploring that. Listen, I'm about being funny. If I can make a joke using profanity, I will. But for the most part, that can get awfully old and boring. You've got to draw your own personal line. This is a new frontier.
And do you have a line that you won't cross?
Sure, there are things I won't do on the radio. I mean, the next logical question is, well, what won't you do? I said, well, you got to find out when you're on the air. My console will be here.
Stern will have 2 24-hour channels that will air his radio show, as well as other programming he's developing that he says will be Howard-centric. Why do you think your audience wants to hear Howard and all things about Howard 24 hours a day on 2 different channels?
No, they're not going to hear all things about Howard. It's going to be programming with my sensibility. It will be outrageous. We have a woman, for example, who's starting a show this week. Her name is Heidi Cortez. And she is very good at phone sex. And her job is to put the audience to sleep at night. And she will have phone sex for a half hour with a member of the audience, and it's called Tissue Time with Heidi Cortez.
Howard, you're sick.
I'm a sick man. Ed, you don't understand this stuff.
To understand Howard Stern, it helps to go back to Roosevelt, Long Island, where he grew up. He says, never feeling good enough. He was raised by his mother, Ray, a housewife, and his father, Ben, a radio engineer. Stern talks to them regularly today, and they are often guests on his show.
Dad! He has a hearing aid. Here.
He's turning around.
Hey, Dad!
When he was a kid, Stern says being a good performer was highly valued in his family.
My father would sit there, and if I started to tell a story, he'd go like this. Quick, come on, move quicker, move quicker, move quicker. You're going too slow.
Stern says his father was distant. Reading your book, it seems like he would call you a moron at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, the line was from my father, I told you not to be stupid, you moron. I really thought I was a moron. I thought I was stupid.
And your mother?
My mother, yeah, it was a different kind of relationship. My mother was very involved with me. And we had a dialogue constantly. And it was like an umbilical cord. As long as the words were flowing back and forth, we were connected and feeding each other. And I probably grew up very afraid of losing that connection.
So afraid that Stern says he never once asked to leave when his friends moved away in the late 60s as Roosevelt changed from mostly white to mostly black. The Stern stayed until he was in high school because his mother believed in integration.
None of this looks familiar.
No.
He hadn't been back since.
But you grew up here.
I grew up here, but I really kind of blocked it out. I'm realizing that now. I'm just a little confused.
Well, your house is that way.
My house is this way?
Yes.
Oh my God, I don't even
that
believe that's my house.
That's your house?
I can't believe that. Holy mackerel. I call it the house of horrors.
Why?
It was horrible. It was a horrible place to live. This town was a horrible place to live. It was a nightmare.
Because you were a minority?
Because I was a minority.
And that, Stern says, left him isolated and alone.
And my mother wanted to prove a point. My mother said, we cannot run from black people. But the problem was my mom stayed in the house all day, and she sent me into Roosevelt High School. And I had a whole different experience. I was a kid, and I had to fend for myself. I mean, I'd be sitting in a classroom, and a guy would just turn around and, bam, punch me right in the face.
In the classroom?
In the classroom.
For what?
For being white, or just for whatever, for anger. I mean, these kids were angry, man.
What did you take away from here that you have with you today that you use in your program?
Oh my God, it's the way I relate to the world. There's a general distrust. There's a lot of fear. There's also a tremendous sense of humor too. But really what stuck with me was the hypocrisy. I could never get my mind around the fact that all those white people left. It pissed me off. And I think I felt very left behind. And I suppose I'm angry about being the one who got left behind. To be the odd man out is not easy.
But on the radio, Stern is the odd man in, the person who controls the show, who decides what material gets used and who gets on the air.
Well, I got to hang up on you. Your phone connection's horrible.
Are you?
Oh, man, come on, don't hang up.
I think when you listen to me, you're an insider. You're in the club. We're not the guy in Roosevelt High School being goofed on when we're all together. We're strong, we're together. Some of us are misfits, some of us are outcasts, and we can admit our insecurities and we can laugh about them and have a great time.
He is surrounded by loyal staff who help him create the intimacy of an out-of-control, freewheeling locker room.
Sal is acting like such a jerk out in the halls. We knocked over a whole rack of carts. I predict by the end of the show, Sal will light himself on fire.
Co-host Robin Quivers, writer and sound effects maestro Fred Norris, and show producer Gary Delabate, who have all been with Stern for more than 20 years, are moving with him to satellite with the rest of the staff. But despite the camaraderie, Stern admits that he's hard to work for.
I'm not a good listener sometimes. I'm too much of a control freak. I'm learning to be better. I was so caught up in just getting the job done that I would miss out on the human aspect of this. There was a connection missing. But I truly love those people I work with, and I appreciate everything they do for me, and I just don't say it enough.
Now, you get emotional about this.
Yeah, I do. I really feel that I could have been more connected to them.
Stern says his inability to connect with those close to him off the air is an ongoing problem, and one of the reasons for his divorce in 2001 after 21 years of marriage to the mother of his 3 daughters.
I am withdrawn. I have a hard time sitting and relaxing with people and appreciating how much fun that can be. In some way, I'm very self-contained, but I think, again, that's control. As long as I'm working and doing my thing, I don't have to deal with anything or anyone else.
Perhaps Stern's most intimate connection is on the air with his audience.
The one thing that I do know is when I get behind that microphone and hit that button, it's about as good as it gets for me. That I can sit there and feel the guy at the other end of the radio and know he's with me, and I know I'm making him laugh. And it's just perfect. It's a wonderful rush.
But Stern says he's making some progress on the relationship front. Today, he lives in Manhattan with Beth Ostrowski, a 33-year-old model from Pittsburgh whom he met 5 years ago. She told us her mother wasn't very happy about it.
My mother is a super conservative Catholic woman who...
This is great. Just real quick,
You got to control her story.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, this is good. That's, I like
Yes,
this is what
I do.
like. This is what I like.
Yeah, I do. This happens all the time.
Let her tell her story, Howard.
Okay, so I met Howard at a dinner party. I called home and I said, Mom, I met the most amazing man, and she was so excited for me. And I mentioned who it was. She hung up the phone. She went to church, and she didn't talk to me for 2 weeks.
Great.
He told us that 3 months into this relationship that you told him, Howard, this relationship is all about you.
Oh, I think I knew that from day one, but I'm okay with it. It's all about him, Ed. We watch TV, what he wants to watch. We eat. We wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. We go to bed at 8. I love it, though. It's my life.
But I don't really feel that it's all about me.
It's all about him.
Just 97% of it.
Yeah, but that's fair.
But the radio and his audience are the most important things in his life, Stern says, and the move to satellite is the last challenge of his professional career. It's a gamble. Will people be willing to pay for radio, or will Stern fade into obscurity? He says he's obsessed with making it work.
I think I'm probably a little too desperate to be successful.
You are successful.
Yeah, but I told you.
A contract for $500 million over 5 years.
That will never mean a thing to me. I will never feel successful.
Howard, you've had a successful book, a successful movie, successful DVD, a successful radio program, #1 in I don't know how many markets. You've changed morning radio. And now you're going to satellite radio for $500 million over the next 5 years. You're not successful?
when you put it that way, of course, that seems successful. But when I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm sitting and creating these 2 new channels, there's a fire in me that says, oh my God, I can't disappoint that audience, regardless of what they pay me. And maybe that's why I get paid a lot of money. When you hire me, you hire a nut who is going to work 24 hours a day for you and never, ever burn his audience.
At 6'4", 220 pounds, Bob's a formidable man. But he was no match for something less than 1/millionth his size. It KO'd Bob so fast, he didn't know what hit him. It was a clot. Like Bob, if you've been hospitalized with heart-related chest pain or a certain type of heart attack, what doctors call ACS, chances are you've had a clot. But now, Bob's doctor is helping increase Bob's protection against heart attack and stroke by putting Bob on Plavix. Plavix, in combination with aspirin and other heart medicines, helps provide greater protection against heart attack and stroke than aspirin and other heart medicines alone by helping keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots.
If you have a stomach ulcer or other condition that causes bleeding, you shouldn't use Plavix. When taking Plavix alone or with some medicines, including aspirin, the risk of bleeding may increase. To minimize this risk, talk to your doctor before taking aspirin or other medicines with Plavix. Additional rare but serious side effects could occur.
Ask your doctor about Plavix today, because no matter how formidable you are, you're no match for a dangerous clot. If you take Plavix with aspirin, continuing to do so will help increase your protection against a future heart attack or stroke. Beyond aspirin and your other heart medicines alone, you may be feeling better, but your risk never goes away. Help stay protected. Stay with Plavix.
Now Chase Rewards cards can give you double points whenever you dine out. Love the double from Chase. You'll love picking up the check twice as much. Love the double from Chase.
You guys, look at this.
What is it?
It's a record player.
That's how you and Dad used to play music when you were little, right?
Mm-hmm. Every Christmas, I'd sit by the tree and play these songs over and over.
You know, I always thought record players were a lot bigger.
Bring back the music of past Christmases with the Rockin' with Santa keepsake ornament. Only at Hallmark Gold Crown stores. Make moments happen all through the house.
Our gift to you, a happy little snowman keepsake ornament with the purchase of any 2 keepsake ornaments.
Looking into an old murder.
No weapon, no suspects.
We don't always get them the first time.
Monday. I get that you're growing up, that your body's changing, that your emotions are in flux, but the important thing you need to keep in mind is that I don't care.
Then, to find their mom a date, the Barnes boys will spare no expense.
You mean like a gentleman chaperone?
That's what it's going to say on my credit card.
Out of practice after 2.5 Men, CBS Monday.
Survivor Week Thursday. Who will make it to the Final Four?
36 long days about to come to an end for one of you tonight.
New Survivor Thursday and the season finale Sunday.
NCIS, Tuesdays on CBS, America's most watched network.
Exit ramp 14. Left on Madison. Turn right. In 50 feet.
Life comes at you fast. From fender benders to the completely unexpected, Nationwide Insurance has you covered.
Nationwide is on your side.
What a feeling! BJ's member pricing. Join the club and enjoy the savings our members have come to expect on everything from holiday gifts to holiday meals. BJ's, where values come to life.
We're working hard to be your News Channel 3.
They say a man's home is his castle, but for Andy, it's something else.
I think we all have a couple of places where we're most comfortable, you know, where the world can't get at us. Most of us have a chair in our living room we like. We sit there and read or watch television. We have a bed we like. You're looking at one of the places I like to be best, right here at this desk in my office. I've done 900 pieces for television sitting here. Susie figured it out and it comes to about 38 solid hours. 20 years ago, I made this desk in my workshop in upstate New York. I wrestled the top out of my shop and then into my car. Has good strong legs down here, 2 drawers here, 2 big drawers, and I put a secret drawer under here that nobody knows about, Giants tickets. The top is made of a slab of walnut. This is called a walnut flitch. I put these ebony dovetails in here to keep it from splitting anymore. I like this desk a lot. On the average day, it's covered with papers. I don't know why I get involved with so much paper, but I do. Before we record my piece, Susie and I clear off the desk to make it look tidy. Then, more often than not, we end up covering it again with something else, junk I'm talking about. When I talked about kitchen gadgets, we had kitchen gadgets. Vacuum cleaners, vacuum cleaners. I get mad at the coffee companies that put less than a pound in a can that would hold a pound. Savarin was less than 2/3 of a pound. I did a piece on pennies because I think the mint ought to stop making them. Pennies are a pain in the pocket. Every once in a while, we covered the desk with a blue cloth. I forget why. I carved a turkey over a blue cloth on this desk. We've used the desk for just about everything. Keith stood on it one day before getting down and shooting the piece. One of the first things I ever did was about the ball of cotton they put in pill bottles to make it look as if there were more pills than there are in there. I've tried to correct what's wrong with the world over the years, and it's discouraging to note what little effect I've had. They're still putting cotton in pill bottles. Right here at this desk, I did paint cans, toys, ashtrays. One Sunday, I was angry with the connecting cables I've had to buy for my computers. When I do something serious, we keep the desk clear. A lot of times when I do a serious piece, I meet people on the street the next day who tell me how funny I was. I hate when that happens.
I'm Mike Wallace. We'll be back next week with another edition of 60 Minutes.
Munich, rated R, in theaters Friday, December 23rd.
Any questions?
Where did the pilgrim shop?
Diana Morgan was destined to be a spender.
Can you believe she's wearing white after Labor Day?
Okay, what do you see?
Italian leather slingbacks.
But today, every time Diana uses one from American Express, we make a deposit to a high-yield savings account.
They're adorable. Aren't they? I have a pair in lime green, too.
Now when Diana spends, she also saves. Introducing one from American Express.
Me? I'm a problem solver. One problem I thought I'd solved? My acid reflux disease. I thought it was just bad heartburn. But when I went back to my doctor, he told me over time stomach acid had damaged the lining of my esophagus. He prescribed Nexium. Said I needed more than heartburn relief. My esophagus needed repair. Nexium healed the erosions in my esophagus, and one prescription Nexium pill a day keeps me healed and relieves my heartburn. My doctor did say other serious stomach conditions may still exist, and headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain could be side effects of Nexium. Even the best problem solvers need a little help sometimes.
Ask your doctor about Nexium, the healing purple pill.
What's great about Ziploc containers? The twist and lock seal.
Salsa in the living room? Honey.
Ziploc twist and lock with a leak-resistant seal.
Ooh, gotta go. Be careful. Daddy salsa.
Ziploc twist and lock, designed with you in mind.
Tomorrow, Dave's got Billy Crystal, and Tuesday, don't miss Madonna.